Man, oh man, oh man, America is so beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful life, man. It's a beautiful world, man. Make sure you guys double tap that screen for me to like the video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I ask that you guys will subscribe to the channel. And please, please, please don't forget to hit that notification bell. Guys, we're about to get started in just a second, guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't forget to get down in the comments, get active, let you guys' voices be heard. Just a second, we'll get started. So this for the park ranger to see. I pulled up in this parking lot. People start pulling up. Ain't nobody was here. Minding my own business. Nobody's here. People start pulling up. I start rocking. All right. Big Ghost Rider back, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump straight into the content. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, we're going to be talking about this morning. Thomas Massie, he becomes a prime candidate for Elon Musk's America Party as President Trump and the Republicans cut ties. Like, what I gotta say, man, Elon has said he's gonna start the America Party. We're not too sure if he's serious about doing this or not, but if he is serious about starting this party, like, in my opinion, Thomas Massie is the perfect candidate. He's gonna need candidates with the name recognition, because we know that in America, a two-party system, the Republicans and Democrats will come together against a third-party candidate. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Guys, before we jump into the content, Black Hawk, good morning. Good morning. I just want to talk about all the controversy going on with President Trump's administration. What me or the Republican Party might consider fixing a problem, because I do believe that President Trump is actually fixing problems, or he's making valid attempts to fix problems. What we consider fixing a problem, I caution, not against what the Democrats think, because the Republicans do not care what the Democrats think. And I understand that. And I'm saying I'm not making any cautions against what they think, because we know that the Democrats are against President Trump, never Trumpers. But what I caution is what the voters think. You got to always focus on the voters. It's easy once you get into that position, you get that power, and you start going against the opposition, which is the opposing party, the Democrats. It's easy for you to forget about the voters. Because I have said time and time again that if the Democrats flip the House, they are sure to try to impeach President Trump. I mean, he pulled funding from all of their programs. He attacked all of their institutions. He embarrassed their police departments, and he used the military to take over their cities. I want to say that one more time to make sure you guys understand. This is the way that the Democrats are looking at the situation. Where are my Republicans at? This is how they looking at President Trump and how he's came at them. He has pulled funding from all of their programs like USAID. He attacked their institutions like Harvard. He's embarrassed their police departments like the LAPD and Chicago PD. And he used the military to take over their cities, Washington, D.C. All these are Democratic cities. So now every time we turn on the TV, we see not only all of these things are happening domestically, but Venezuelan drug boats are also being blown to smithereens. The Chinese are attempting to build stronger ties with the BRICS nations. And the wars in Israel and Ukraine have not gotten better, guys. They've gotten worse. They have gotten worse. We're going to get to the news story in just a minute, but just look at the special elections and how the Democrats are much more enthusiastic and have swing districts back blue by up to 25 points in some of those special elections. On top of all of that, a very slow jobs has people speculating that the economy is cooling. And CNN reported yesterday that in 2026, health insurance plans were going to get higher. Man, that is horrible. What you guys think? If health insurance gets higher, that will be the Democratic ticket for a blue wave, man. It really will. That's their ticket. CNN has reported, and the reason why I say that without any other kind of investigation or looking into it is because I've heard and seen Republican senators like Thomas Massie, who we're going to talk about in a second, Republican senators like Tillis in North Carolina. He is the speaker of he's the majority whip, who has said, he's come out and said that look, 20% of the people in my community, that big, beautiful bill and those cuts, 15 million is what they said. Now, President Trump and Speaker of the House Johnson, he said that they're not making any cuts, but man, other people are saying otherwise. And if healthcare gets higher, that will be the Democratic ticket again. Man, it has been their ticket for decades. Healthcare is important. It's 20% of the U.S. economy. Affordability isn't much better than it was 9 months ago. And President Trump is in danger of losing all that progress, he's made in his first 8 months if the economy cools. Guys, you guys in the stream, I thank you guys for being here. I ask that you guys to double tap your screen for me. Like the video, man. It's free to show some love. You know what I'm saying? If you on a cell phone, if you on a computer, please like the video. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys could jump into the stream every time we go live, okay? Now, having said all of that, I'm not sure President Trump isn't right with what he is saying. I'm just wondering how the voters will look at all of this. And to add insult to injury, it looks like the Jeffrey Epstein story has thrown the Republicans off their mark. Ever since President Trump and Elon's feud, this Epstein story has been haunting President Trump. Also, Elon has said publicly that he would financially support Representative Massie for standing up against President Trump's massive legislation, that big, beautiful bill, and as well for speaking the truth in the Epstein story. Although Massie would surely have no problem fighting to win a political position, again, with financial backing from the richest man in the world. But unless MAGA has a change of heart, they have branded Massie as a traitor and have vowed to primary him in next year's midterms. Given President Trump's recent comments about Representative Massie's efforts, I think Thomas Massie will be best served moving forward with his political career as the first candidate in Elon Musk's American Party. Now, guys, let's get to the news. Once again, guys, before we get started, I ask that you'll like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Also, guys, in this stream, everyone is welcome. I just ask that you guys be respectful. What's up, Black Hawk? Once again, I welcome you guys, Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Jump down in the comments and let your voices be heard. Now, let's start the conversation. Guys, I know you heard about Charlie Kirk. He's the leader of the Young Conservative Movement who was assassinated at a rally in Utah on the 10th. His killer has been arrested, and we're going to start with that, and we're going to celebrate that. Okay, I think the political violence is at an all-time high. It reminds me of the 60s in America, where you just kill someone who disagrees with you politically. And this is not the answer. Violence is unfortunately necessary in some situations, but in the case of the fight between the Republicans and the Democrats, in my opinion, killing your opponent is cheap. Okay? It's like playing someone in basketball pickup game for $10,000, and you guys are playing the best of 7, and your opponent has already beat you 3 games in a row, and all he needs is 1 point to win the 4th game, and he has the ball and he's up by 10, so you know you finna lose. You know he finna beat you. So you run to your car and you get your gun and shoot him to try to win. It's evil, man. It's cowardly. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Kirk was doing a whole lot of winning for the conservative movement. And that being said, his killer is now in custody. How do I know this? NBC. This story was written yesterday, September the 12th. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was shot and killed at Utah Valley University on Wednesday as he addressed a large crowd at an outdoor debate. Officials described it as a targeted attack, and it drew condemnation from both sides of the political aisle as authorities launched a massive search for the suspect. On Fridays, officials announced that they have a person in custody for the fatal shooting. They identify him as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, who resides in southern Utah. Robinson was arrested on charges of aggravated murder, obstruction of justice, and felony discharge of a firearm causing seriously bodily injury, according to an inmate booking sheet from the Utah County Sheriff's Office. Utah County Attorney General Jeff Gray plans to file formal charges in the case on Tuesday, according to a spokesperson. And I heard from the Utah governor. The Utah governor said they will seek the death penalty. So 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, what is his purpose for going to kill? What is his purpose for going to shoot Christopher Kirk? It's definitely politically motivated. It's definitely assassination. Did someone send him to do it? We'll never know. He's in FBI custody. The FBI will be talking to him now. Blackhawk says, let's see. Damien says he wasn't like that before he went to college, yet nobody wants to talk about who influenced his mind. That's very, very good, Damien. You know what I'm saying? Damien, I'm not sure. I haven't heard or read too much about Tyler Robinson, man. But what I'm saying is the purpose for him doing that. I think his motives is everything. Did he act alone? Did someone send him? Was he hired? Will we ever know? That's the question. What's his purposes, man? Kirk, who has founded the right-wing advocacy group Turning Point USA, was 31 years old. He was survived by his wife, Erica, and 2 young children, man. That's so horrible. So I'm thinking in my mind, so Tyler Robinson decides to say, hey, listen, I'm going to go and I'm going to assassinate Christopher Kirk. I mean, at 22 years old, I can't say Tyler Robinson knew the weight of his decisions. But what I'm trying to say is, if he didn't act alone, in my opinion, that's the whole story. Did he act alone? Was Tyler Robinson just a guy that said, hey, man, listen, this guy, Christopher Kirk, I don't like him. He's talking smack about the Democrats, or he's talking smack about things that I care about, so I'm going to just go out there and kill him. Was Tyler Robinson said, hey, man, if I go kill this guy, will I become famous, or will I be... I mean, we need to know his motivations, or will we ever know? That's the whole key to the situation, man. Here's what we know so far about the assassination and ongoing investigation. More details about Robinson and what happened before and after the attack are emerging, okay? Utah Governor Spencer Cox said Robinson is not a student, so he didn't go to Utah Valley University. That's where the attack took place. He was living with his family in Washington County in Utah, located in the southwestern corner of the state. Family members said Robinson had become more political in recent years, the governor said. So reading that part right there before we go any further in the story, he probably watched Christopher Kirk all the time. Christopher Kirk is 31, okay? I did an interview out here in Erie, Pennsylvania with the young gentleman who told me out his mouth that he is 21 years old. He voted for President Trump, and Christopher Kirk was a humongous influence on him. So if we look at Tyler Robinson, who's in Utah, he's in a very conservative state. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why Christopher Kirk probably felt a little more safe. I'll say he probably would have a little more security if he was in Chicago supporting President Trump or doing a rally, a turning point rally in favor of President Trump, when you say. But he probably felt a little more safe in Utah, man. It's a super red state. He's a religious guy in Utah, it's a religious state. But unfortunately, Tyler Robinson had different ideas. Utah State University said Robinson briefly attended the school for one semester in 2021. According to the Utah System of Higher Education, Robinson was a third-year student in the electrical apprenticeship program at Dixie Technical College in St. George, Utah. Robinson's father owns a business, installing kitchen countertops and cabinets, and his mother is a licensed social worker. Golly. According to the public records and their social media accounts, Robinson is the oldest of three brothers. Man, his mother is a social worker. You know what I'm saying? We got to look into, was Mr. Robinson living with his parents? Did his mother talk to him every day and all day? Because it seemed like with her being a social worker, she would be familiar or educated. You know what I'm saying? And behavior. Because, I mean, for you to go out and do that, you have to have a mental problem. Would you guys agree? There has to be a degree of mental disability for you to say, hey, I'm just going to go kill this famous guy. I'm saying, like, he used a rifle and the words were inscribed on the bullets. So you know what that lets me think? Is he a copycat killer? There was a murder earlier, or attempted murder earlier. Well, there was a murder earlier in the year of a healthcare CEO in New York City, and there was words subscribed on the bullets. You know what I'm saying? It was a long-range attempt at a murder. So I could say that it is very, very possible, bro. Very, very possible that this was a copycat killer. But we'll just have to get more details to find out, okay? Robinson, a spokesperson for Discord later said it removed an account associated with Robinson and said the company will continue to coordinate closely with law enforcement. The governor said authorities believe Robinson acted alone. That is important. He acted alone. They didn't say nothing about whether or not he was sent. What's up, Omar? Omar says, time to be honest about this Trump dude. Time to stop. Man, tell me what you saying about being honest about President Trump, Omar. I'm going to get right back to the content, but what we got to be honest about President Trump about? Y'all put it down in the comments, man. Y'all get the conversation started, Omar. You know what I'm saying? What is there to be honest about President Trump about? He has been accused of having sexual relations with minors 20 or 30 or 40 years ago or something like that. So what I'm saying is, if he has sexual relations with minors, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? If you're saying people behind the scenes know that President Trump did A, B, and C, I'm saying put the evidence out there. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? The lady, look, A grown woman filed, Jean Carroll, whatever her name is, excuse me, she filed charges against President Trump, or not filed charges, she sued him. Okay, she said he sexually assaulted her. She was awarded $83 million. So did that happen? I don't know. But according to civil law, Omar, a preponderance of the evidence says that that did happen. 83 million. Okay. The 13-year-old, she brought a case too. In 1994, she said she was sexually assaulted. She brought the case right before the election, Omar. Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? She might have been sexually assaulted, but I'm saying if you waited 30 years and didn't say nothing, why are you bringing this up right now before the election? So if you were sexually assaulted, that makes us believe that you just lying or you just doing this to try to stop this man from winning the election. If she was sexually assaulted, she should have said something 30 more years before that. That's what I'm saying, because we don't know. We weren't there. We don't know what to believe. But all I'm saying is, if somebody sexually assaulted me, I wouldn't wait 30 years to say it. If somebody disrespects me or if somebody does something to me, I'm not, especially something that bad. I don't care how powerful they are. 30 years. If they so powerful, when they running for president, why all of a sudden you saying something now? If you couldn't say something because they were so powerful 30 years ago. So you know what happened? The court threw it out. That's what happened, Omar. The court threw it out. So I'm saying, like, if right now, moving forward, someone knows something about President Trump, then I'm saying put the evidence out. Until the evidence comes out, it is a hoax as far as President Trump is concerned. Jeffrey Epstein hurt a lot of innocent people, a lot of innocent females, okay? That's not a hoax, that's facts. But as far as President Trump is concerned, until you give us solid information that the guy has done something like that, then I'm saying it's a hoax until we see it. Because we have heard this for the last 10, 15 years. So I'm saying if he did it, stop teasing, drop the information. If he did it, drop the evidence. If he did not do it, let's get back to the business of America, Omar. If we want to have a discussion or debate about issues, about using troops in Chicago without the governor's permission, about immigration, snatching certain people up, or about the stock market and the economy or the jobs report, if we want to talk about that, y'all, I am so open to talking about that. But talking about Jeffrey Epstein as a legal person, as a litigator, I'm going to tell you, give me the proof. Give me the proof. And Omar, man, you know I got mad love for you, my brother, but I'm saying we gonna sit here and talk about this for 2 years. We've been talking about it for 30 years, 40, 50, 1,000 years. And ain't nothing came out as far as President Trump is concerned. So if you know something behind the scenes that he did something wrong like that and you not putting it out, then you the problem. Don't talk to me about me supporting President Trump and you know something and you ain't putting it out. If they know something and ain't putting it out, well, how are we supposed to know? Because other than that, it's just allegations, baby. And that's how I feel about it, Omar. As you guys come into the stream, make sure y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell, guys. We need that support. We need to get them likes up. That's just how I feel about it. Now, as far as Charlie Kirk and what's going on with him, I mean, there's things, so many things, more things are going on behind the scene than we can see. But if you don't know it, you can't speak on it. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm going to speak on the things that I could see or foresee. But as far as the situation that actually happened behind the scenes, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. All I could talk about is what I see. So as far as what I see, Cox and Robinson's father, the guy who murdered Christopher Kirk, recognized his son as a subject of photos that were released by law enforcement, and he told his son to turn himself in. Robinson admitted to his father that he was the person in the photos, two federal law enforcement sources told CBS. Robinson said that he would rather die by suicide than turn himself in. Federal law enforcement sources said, man, that boy messed up, ain't he? He out there. He said he would rather die by suicide than turn himself in. Goodness gracious. Robinson's father called a youth pastor who knows the 22-year-old and is close to the family, and he and the pastor tried to calm Robinson down. The sources said the pastor, who also serves as a court security officer, called the U.S. Marshal Service and other law enforcement agencies. Marshall then detained Robinson and kept him secure while waiting for the FBI. The FBI later took him into custody. So Tyler Robinson, it's time for you to face justice for the murder of Christopher Kirk. It is time to face justice. Guys, I don't know what's going on, but I do know for a fact that this political climate in America is completely out of control. And although it is out of control, I can't say that it's going to get any better, because I could promise you one thing. Omar, I hear what you're saying about President Trump, but like I'm saying, he is the duly elected president of the United States 2 times. That story about that 13-year-old, it's not new. That story about that 13-year-old getting sexually assaulted by President Trump is not new. She filed civil charges in 2015, guys, in court, just like Eugene Carroll filed civil charges against him. Eugene Carroll won an $83 million settlement against President Trump for sexual assault. So that means a jury of our peers believe that. We don't know what's true, man. All we know is he said and she said. That's all we know. That 15-year-old did, that 13-year-old did the same thing, and the judge dismissed the case. So I'm saying us talking about Jeffrey Epstein right now and President Trump being a bad person, until I see it, he is the duly elected president of the United States. Let's get to the news. NBC. This was wrote on June the 23rd. I chose this story because it's close to what we're talking about, and it all goes together. I'm saying the beef Thomas Massie has with President Trump, the beef that Elon has with President Trump, President Trump's beef with the liberal Democrats, all of this goes together, man. It's mad chaotic, and it's political wars everywhere. I see why President Trump renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War, because that's the mentality that they're in. He's declaring war on everybody. On any Republicans who speak against him, he declared war on Thomas Massie. He declared war on Elon, who helped him get elected. So I say Elon and Christopher Kirk together are 1,000% proof and reasons why President Trump had got reelected. Christopher Kirk is dead. Elon is an opponent now. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I did the stream yesterday. Is the conservative movement, is it dead? Or will it go in a different direction? After MAGA, is MAGA dead? Is MAGA finished? Guys, we know Marjorie Taylor Greene. She like a general in the MAGA movement. And she's been going or speaking out against President Trump lately. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a movement. There's always been a movement of never Trumpers. Always. Am I right or wrong? Guys, I'm cooking right now. Listen to me. There's always been a movement of never Trumpers. There's always been a segment, I'm talking about, of Republicans, not Democrats, who have never supported President Trump. So, well, after President Trump, the question is, can MAGA survive? So let's get to the news, okay? I chose this older news article to kind of show how and when the feud between President Trump and MAGA against Representative Massie began. And we will get into further details in a second, but let's get to the news. Representative Tommy Massie has been an intrepid, irritant, to Donald Trump for years. So they've been beefing kind of for years, but never to the point that the president decided to actually try to squash the Kentucky Republican in the primary till now. What's going on with Kentucky and President Trump? Y'all know about politics, man. What's going on with Kentucky and President Trump? Because I'm going to tell you what I see. Okay? I'm going to tell you what I see. You guys know Rand Paul, right? He's a senator who's from Kentucky. He's a libertarian. If you ask me if Rand Paul or, let me see how I'm going to say this. If you ask me if Rand Paul, listen, President Trump is beefing with Rand Paul too. Thomas Massie is from Kentucky. Rand Paul is from Kentucky. There was a meeting or a dinner at the White House where all the senators and congressmen were invited and all this stuff. And he didn't invite Rand Paul. He took him off the list. So that beef is serious. I'm just wondering what's going on with these Kentucky Republicans and President Trump. Two of President Trump's top political advisors are launching a super PAC dedicated to opposing Massie in the 2026 primary. Y'all get where I'm coming from? President Trump and MAGA past 2028. The question is, how much influence or power will they have over the voters? Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get rid of Thomas Massie, because his criticism of President Trump's ordered U.S. strikes in Iran this weekend. That was back then. So he wasn't just against the big, beautiful bill. He was against the strikes in Iran. Me personally, I was kind of against the strikes in Iran, too, to tell you the truth. But I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican, and I'm not in the Republican Party, and I'm not voting against President Trump, okay? So Massie, let's see, Trump and Massie, they've been beefing for a minute. They've been trading barbs on social media over the past 48 hours, with President Trump posting on Truth Social, "Get this bum out of office ASAP." That's what President Trump's saying on Truth Social. Get this bum out of office ASAP. I'm talking about it's a real beef between him and some members of the Republican Party. He beefing with them just like he beefing with Democrats. You know what I'm saying? He putting this on X, saying America first. You know, President Trump, he ain't gonna hold no punches. He gonna get straight at you. Okay, let's keep going though. Hold on a second. Give me just a second. The new formation of this new political party or this new political group is a step further than Trump has ever gone, despite past annoyance with Massie, often a lonely libertarian-inspired no vote, even when most of the House GOP is supporting something like last month's vote to advance Trump's tax and spending package, what we call the Big Beautiful Bill. It's set to be one of the next year's early tests of Trump's grip on the Republican Party. That's what I've been talking about, man. Omar, I'm not going against President Trump. I'm just addressing things that I think is very important right now. These things are important right now. That economy, Omar, is important right now. That jobs report is important. It's not going against President Trump. It's about the performance. If he's performing, if your 401k has jumped 20% since he's been president, that means he's performing. If gas is cheaper, he's performing. If groceries are cheaper, he's performing. If rent is cheaper, he's performing. If students get out of high school and they think that they have an opportunity to go to college, and when they finish college, get married and buy a nice house and live comfortably and participate in our process, then that's performing. If the stock market hits the ground, if the jobs report looks hits negative numbers or in the red, and if, you know, the wars continue to wage and get worse, that's performance. I'm judging President Trump or any politician off of their performance and their duties and the things that they said before they took office. That's what you judge them off of. So it's not like, I'm not the type that, if you have a MSNBC, you know they're on the left, and I don't feel like they feel like I'm attacking them by saying that, because that's just their political views. So you know they're on the left. So when they give the news, it's going to be slanted left. If the stock market is through the roof, they're going to slant the news left. They're not going to talk about his accomplishments or the good. I'm not doing none of that, man. You got to understand that the stock market good, I'm going to get on here and say it's good. The stock market bad, I'm going to say it's bad. That jobs report looked kind of suspect. It did. That's the whole economy. It looked like the economy's cooling. It might be wrong. I might be wrong. We going to find out. But that's the reason why the content that I deliver is the way that I deliver the content. You feel that? It's just right now in America, there is a lot of bickering and fighting within domestically. Domestically is what I'm saying. President Trump is going hard at Thomas Massie, not to the point to where it could be like a President Obama disagreeing with let's see. Let me see. What's the Democrat that Democrat from Virginia? What's that man's name? That senator from Virginia. He was an independent. He would go against the Democrats sometime, and his vote was very important. If President Obama disagreed with him, it's not like President Obama saying, "Hey, I'm gonna get two of my advisors, Rahm Emanuel and someone else, and we gonna set up a committee to get him out of office." President Obama's not doing that. I'm saying when you do that, in my opinion, that becomes personal. And that's what I think. I think it's personal, man. It is personal. And it's not just with the Democrats. It's not just with liberals. It's with some Republicans, too. Get this bum out of office ASAP. It's said to be one of next year's early tests of the Trump's grip on the Republican Party. The power of the political war chest he continues to accumulate, despite being term limited, and the ability of remaining holdouts against his top-down version of the GOP to maintain any traction locally. Before this election cycle, Massie had courted Trump's ire on several other high political occasions, including the early COVID relief effort in 2020, when Trump called him a third-rate grandstander on social media. So what we see that this beef has been going on for quite a minute. It's not new. Massie was one of a handful of House Republicans who endorsed Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for president over Trump in the 2024 primary too. So that bad blood is for real. Once again, Trump's anger over that stopped short of an actual endorsement for a primary opponent. So at that time, you know what I'm saying, President Trump was angry with Representative Massie, but not to this point. Now, though, it seems that the president's annoyance is going to come down on Massie, along with his money and maybe even that powerful endorsement, if Team Trump could find a credible challenger this time around. Massie is using Trump's opposition as a fundraising opportunity of his own, but it's not going to measure up to whatever President Trump can airdrop into Kentucky against him. As Jonathan Allen points out, President Trump has targeted Republican incumbents in primaries before, most notably the 2022 election cycle. He sought to unseat GOP lawmakers who voted to impeach him after the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Ultimately, 8 of the 10 House Republicans lost their primaries or declined to seek re-election. So President Trump got 80% of the people who went against him in 2021. Last year, Trump backed John McGuire's successful primary challenge to Virginia's Bob Good, who was the chair of the House Freedom Caucus at the time. So, guys, we must pay the bills. So I ask you show us some support by double tapping your screen on your vertical live feed on your cell phone. Like the video if you hadn't subscribed, and if you enjoy the content, I ask that you guys please subscribe. Most importantly, as we celebrate the first year of this live stream, this is a interactive platform, okay? That when I started, I envisioned all Americans from every political background to come and have a conversation civilly, respecting each other. I ask you guys to do that now. Jump down in the comment section and let your voice be heard, and I appreciate you guys' support. Also, guys, I need to tell you guys about channel memberships. They start at $2.99, guys. We trying to get those channel memberships up. There's a button below with a $sign in it. You could just hit that button. Your donations are much appreciated, guys. Super chat, super thanks, super stickers. They start at 99 cents. Once again, that button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Legal Wars Live, man. We on the road. The We the People tour is day number 58. That being said, man, the content, the political analysis is just as much about the politics as it is about the beautiful scenery, and the nature. So I'm going to jump out the way for just a second out here on Lake Erie and let y'all enjoy the view, and we'll get right back into the content. Man, it's gorgeous out here, man. Beautiful day, man, out here on Lake Erie, man. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We got a slow Saturday today, but we gonna power through the content, man. I thank y'all for being here, man. The sun come out, man. I gotta go grab the sunglasses. Somebody down there got a name called job application. That's so funny, man. Like, man, I think the last job application I put in was in August of 2023. I'll never do that again in my life. That's so funny. So all the people out there who have to go to work, man, but that's how the American economy runs. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, just have to be done. But I did 27 years out there in the workforce, man. You know what I'm saying? I paid my dues. Thanks to the Lord, at a young age, I got to retire. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on right now. Guys, let's get right back to the content. The source for this news is The Hill. It was wrote on July the 1st. Elon Musk indicated Tuesday that he will donate to Representative Massie reelection campaign amid a broader feud waged by Musk over President Trump's mega bill. So it just looks like a alignment that is natural, a natural alignment. Okay, Elon Musk started a political party called the American Party. Representative Massie, in my opinion, for him to attempt to stay a Republican in this situation, I just don't see the reason why you would do it. You could say ghost third-party candidates are usually not that successful, but I'm saying, bro, if he has done everything he's supposed to do with the people in that community, they're going to stand with him. It don't matter what party ticket he run on. So if Elon Musk got a big bag and he said, hey, I'm going to give you money, then why would I run as a Republican in this party against when President Trump is trying to flatline me? Representative Massie could say, hey, I'm going to stay in the party because in 2 more years, he won't be there. And in 2 more years, MAGA won't have the influence they have now. So I'm going to just wait it out, Ghost. But what I say, Representative Massie, is that you go on over there to the American Party. You know what I'm saying? And if I was Elon, I'd throw him a big bag. Yeah, I'll recruit him. I'll sign him. Sign politicians, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need. You need some stuff like that, man. Yeah, you got to sign big name politicians, recruit big name politicians. That's the only opportunity Elon will have to make a real dent with that American Party. Musk responded to social media personality Bryce Lipscomb, a former Michigan State House candidate, who asked on the social platform X who else would be donating to Massie's campaign. Musk also told Massie, "You're awesome," in response to a post a lawmaker made on Tuesday, which linked to a Fox News article that said Musk would be donating to Massie's campaign. "You're too kind, but thank you," Massie said, responding to Musk's reply. "A large part of my job is to keep the government from screwing things up for the engineers and entrepreneurs who do make this world a better place. I don't think enough people appreciate the contributions you and your teams have made to civilization." Man, oh man, that sounds like a match made in heaven. Representative Massie seems to be highly fond of Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? He seems to be a fan of Elon. So, I mean, to think that, I just don't understand, in my opinion, if Elon has a political party, right? That's a fact. How serious, Elon, you are about your political party, I guess we just gonna have to find out. But one thing is for certain, that he said he's going to start a political party, the American Party. Thomas Massie he's, I wouldn't say at war, but he's in a situation where President Trump, who I just told you, 8 out of 10 in 2021, and getting rid of Republicans that he don't like, 8 out of 10 shots. 80%. So he aiming at Thomas Massie. They started a super PAC to get rid of Thomas Massie. Listen to me. President Trump and them started a super PAC to get rid of him next year. If you love Elon is saying that he'll give you a big bag of money. He has his own political party. President Trump is trying to primary you. I'm saying, to me, if I was Thomas Massie, the best move that you can make is to jump ship and get on to Elon's American Party. If the Republicans don't want you there, President Trump don't want you there, Elon said he got a big bag of money for you. Massie was also among 2 House Republicans who voted against President Trump's mega bill, which includes several of Trump's priorities or key campaign promises, such as extending the 2017 tax cuts and ending tax on tips. Representative Warren Davidson from Ohio also voted against it. You know what I'm saying? President Trump, he watching them politicians who voting against him. He watching them for a reason. He gonna try to get rid of them. Massie has been a staunch opponent of the bill, writing in a post on X last month that the big, beautiful bill is physical suicide pact between the White House and Republicans in Congress. You know, President Trump, he don't like that, man. The Kentucky Republican has also been a vocal critic of Trump's administration's decision to strike several nuclear facilities in Iran amid the Israeli-Iran war. The critiques have drawn Trump's ire while encouraging a pro-Trump super PAC to work to unseat the GOP lawmaker. Musk, too, has been at odds with Trump in recent weeks after his stunt at the White House as a part of the Trump's administration's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. The two had a public fallout over social media after Musk later saying he regretted some of what he said. Right after Elon and President Trump had that fallout, Elon said that President Trump was in the Epstein files, and I'm talking about that Epstein story caught fire. It caught life right after that. political battles, man, political wars, man. The divide between the two men has also deepened, with Musk vowing earlier this week that he will back primary challengers to anyone who voted against President Trump's mega bill. So Elon just basically said, hey, listen, if you vote against that mega bill, you know what I'm saying, I got you. President Trump gonna come against you, but I got a big bag to support you. I got you. So what I'm saying is those politicians who voted against the mega bill, those politicians on President Trump's hit list, all you need to do, Elon, is go get President Trump's hit list. And those politicians, you need to recruit them into your party. That's what I would do. It just makes the best sense. If you are serious, Elon, about politics, Elon said yesterday or a couple of days ago that the problems in America can't be fixed. So if he's thinking that they can't be fixed, I'm saying, will he invest $1 billion into the American Party to win some elections, to have a voice, or to be able to help take over the reins or the controls? Will he do that? Is he serious about that? Responding to comments Trump made to reporters in which he suggested that he might have to put Doge on Elon. That's too funny. President Trump said, Elon, hey, Doge is Elon, and President Trump said he might have to seek Doge on Elon. That's too funny. So tempting to escalate this. So tempting, but he said he will remain for now. I don't think that's a good idea for President Trump to escalate it. And the reason why I think it's not wise to have too many enemies, and that's regardless of whatever you're doing. You see what I'm saying? I mean, if you have too many enemies, if people just don't like President Trump, or people don't like Elon for whatever they don't like them for, that's one thing. But I'm saying having a group of enemies or a group of people on every side. I'm saying you got enemies. And look, I could understand if, you know what I'm saying, if you were, let me see how I would say this. I could understand if you were opposing someone for their political views. That's one thing. You see what I'm saying? Okay, I just oppose you for your political views. I'm against you. You believe like this, I believe like this, I'm against you. That's one thing. But when you saying you're going to primary this man, that's his political future. You trying to get rid of him. Those people who President Trump primary, I'm saying leaving the Republican Party would be your best bet, because President Trump trying to get rid of you. Those 8 politicians that President Trump primaried, what are they doing right now? Where they work at right now? What's their occupation right now? That's the question. So I don't see no purpose in him staying in the Republican Party. But what I'm saying about President Trump, though, to get back to that, I'm saying you got enemies in your own party. You got enemies that are Democrats and liberals, and you got enemies overseas. And I'm saying he is actively attacking them, declaring war on all of them at one time. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying if you want to declare war, President Trump, on the whole world, that's on you at one time. That's on you. But what I'm saying, that is a tough road to hoe, man. You know, because they're going to attack you. They're going to attack your economy. They're going to attack everything you're trying to do. They're going to attack the people close to you. They'll even try to get to you. That's facts, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, we must pay the bills. I ask that you guys will show us some support by double tapping your screen on the vertical live feed on your cell phone if you're on a cell phone. If you're on a computer, I ask that you like the video. If you guys have not subscribed, I ask that you guys subscribe. If you enjoy the content, most importantly, as we celebrate the first year of this live stream, this is an interactive platform that when I started, I envisioned all Americans from every political background to come and have a conversation civilly, respecting each other. I ask you guys, do that now. Jump down in the comment section. Let your voices be heard. And I appreciate you guys' support. Also, guys, channel memberships, they start at $2.99, guys. If you guys want to support the movement, if you guys want to become a member of the channel, hit the button with the $sign in it. Your donations are much appreciated as well. We have our super chat, super thanks, and super stickers. If you guys want to start a conversation or just want to donate to the channel, need those donations, I appreciate it. Got much love, much respect. You know what I'm saying? Today is Saturday, guys. It's kind of slow in here. We've been streaming for about an hour. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to jump down in the comments, see what you guys got to say. Miss Italy says Trump is funny for real. Yes, he is a very funny person. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I think him being an entertainer, it helped him when it comes to relating to the people and running those campaigns. You know, he related to the people very well. So I agree with that 2,000, 3,000%. Gork says, please, Elon, do the American Party. You will totally win. I mean, I don't know, man. You know, Elon said he was going to do it. I'm not sure how serious he is or if he is going to do it. But I think if he makes certain moves, I think he is definitely putting himself in the position to win 10,000%. You know, if let's just say he gets 10 candidates in 2026. He gets 6 in the, or 3, or let's say 7 in the House and 3 in the Senate. Okay. Out those 10 races, if he get the right candidates, he got the money to make something happen, to make some noise. If he gets 2, 3, 4 seats in the House or the Senate, Elon could definitely be a big influence in politics. I think that's what he was trying to do. What he has been trying to do for a while. You know what I'm saying? And then on the presidential election, he could just put somebody on the ticket, spend a whole bunch of money. If he got a big name candidate like Andy Beshear, if we're going to stay in Kentucky, you know what I'm saying? Or if he gets somebody like a AOC, just a big name candidate, bro, it's a chance that he definitely could win. You know, it's a long shot. It's a Rudy story, but he got the money to make it happen, is what I'm saying. Sean said, I'm not so sure if any of you have ever understood. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I'm going to just take a second. I'm going to bump out the way again. We've been streaming for exactly 1 hour, man. I came, I saw, I conquered. I wanted to cover the content. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday, we did a live stream about Christopher Kirk and the killer and everything that happened with that situation. You know what I'm saying? So we'll I pretty much wanted to discuss this and the political climate in America. I think that's the main thing. You know, when President Trump being the leader, you know what I'm saying, of the free world, being the president of the United States, when he is declaring war on the political enemies, pretty much the conservatives, he's the leader. They're going to follow. They're going to declare war on their political enemies, too. And you'll see what we saw the other day with the young man who went and killed Christopher Kirk. And that means that, you know what I'm saying, the Democrats as well. President Trump is the leader of the Republicans and the Democrats, whether they want to admit it or not. So he declared war. The Democrats, they'll follow the leader. They'll declare war against him and the Republicans. I'm just saying. I mean, when you come in with that combat, you know what I'm saying? When you come in with that combat, that's kind of, you know, what you're going to get is combat. So we got a really hostile situation in politics in America right now. It looked like it's returning to the 60s, man, all those political assassinations. So, yeah, man, we need to pray for our country. Me personally, I don't see it tamping down or calming down too much anytime in the near future. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what that is. In the meantime, in between time, like I said, we over an hour, you know what I'm saying? So we at the place to where I can close it down. Guys, I'm going to bump out the way, guys. I'm going to let y'all view this beautiful scenery behind me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get back in the comments. I'll do a couple of more comments. If you guys want to start a discussion, if you guys want to, you know what I'm saying, you guys have some questions, I'll answer those questions. Channel memberships, guys, are $2.99 as y'all come in. Make sure y'all like the video, double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, guys. And like I said, I'm going to get out the way and I'm going to come back and we'll close it down. We'll shut it down. This stream probably will be a members only live stream. You know what I'm saying? We got 5 new channel members. Once again, I'm going to shout out my baby A News. She added 5 new channel members to the stream and I need to give them content. So guys, I appreciate you guys who showed up and who participated in the process. Let y'all view Lake Erie, man, out here in Erie, Pennsylvania, and then I'll come back and close. Man, on yesterday's live stream, unfortunately, man, we had a situation where, you know what I'm saying, some people were out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, cause controversy and interrupt, you know what I'm saying? But that's just life, man, and that's unfortunate, you know? And like I said, man, I'm a disabled veteran and, you know, I'm going to speak my mind and I'm going to speak my truth. The people that know me, they know I'm a good person, man. I'm a good dude. I'm a Christian. I don't just talk it, I walk it. You know what I'm saying? You think about some of these people, how much money they have and how much do they do for other people? How much money that you have, how much you do for other people. Within the last 5 years, I've fed at least 50 homeless people. At least, way more than that. I'm talking about all across America. Within the last 5 years, not one time did I make over $45,000 to this point. So within the last 5 years, never exceeding $45,000 in a year to this point, I have fed over 50 homeless people in 10 different states. You see what I'm saying? That's my heart, man. That's who I am. Like, I have the problems that I have, you know, and I try to get better every day, man. Every single day, man, I try to improve. I'm working to improve myself. But in the meantime, in between time, I am a disabled veteran and I am protected by U.S. laws, you know? So I'll just say, man, it's unfortunate that, you know, we'll get into situations where, you know, people will come intentionally trying to irritate us or whatever, but I don't hide nothing, man. I am who I am. And I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to stand 10, man. I've been like this for 45 years, man. Just real, authentic, tell you what's on my mind. And, you know, I fight for justice. You know, one thing that gets me the most or irritates me the most is people who take advantage of other people who they know that are weaker than them. And they'll never fight against someone who's just as big or strong as them. But that's like a man who beats on women. You don't never see him get in no fight with no other man, but he'll beat a woman, though, in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? That irritates me so bad, man. You know what I'm saying? And like messing with people who are not as strong as you. You know, to me, that's very cowardly, you know? But enough of that, man. That's just me and my personal opinions and my personal feelings, man. So I do apologize yesterday about that situation. But, man, I'm out here in the public, man. bringing y'all great content. I said earlier on a live stream that a lot of people bring a lot of content these days. In the day of AI in 2025, anybody could bring you content like this. Anybody can. In the day of AI in 2025. Look how beautiful it is out here, man, on Lake Erie. Out here in Erie, Pennsylvania, man. It's absolutely astounding. Anybody could bring you content like that with AI, man. But I'm saying you going to all these different states. This, if like, eventually I'll be in the studio, and all the content creators who are in the studio. I mean, that's just the nature of the business. But I'm saying I'm a content creator, bro, and I'm bringing y'all content like this. That's not AI. It's real content, man. States all over America, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's unbelievable, man. All over America, man. Out here on Lake Erie, bringing y'all content like this out here in Pennsylvania, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, boy, that's that last year, man. You know what I'm saying? I started off like in the war room, man. In a room like 20 hours a day, 21 hours a day. I was in a room when I started Legal Wars Live, man. And to think I went from that room in Houston across 15 states out here on this beach, man. You know what I'm saying? It's quiet out here, man. It's like I got the whole beach to myself. I love that. Like when I was bringing y'all content out in Michigan, man, it's like they would clear the beach out for me in Portage, Michigan, man. They'll clear the beach out for me. You know what I'm saying? Right here, man. I'm talking about a couple steps from Lake Erie. You know what I'm saying? These experiences, man, I'm going to keep these experiences for my whole life, man. You keep memories for your entire life. The people who do not believe in God, I believe in God. When you die, I believe those memories going to go with you. You carry your memories with you. Your memories, you have your memories when you sleep, don't you? When you're not conscious. But so I'm saying those memories will last forever. People don't understand how valuable a memory is, man. Erie, Pennsylvania, this is my first time being to this state, man. This is my first time being to this city. Bro, I will remember this for the rest of my life. I remember my first time I went to Missouri, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, in 1999, 26 years ago. I remember Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri vividly, 26 years ago. So out here on Lake Erie, at 45 years old, as I will remember these days when I'm 71 years old. That money fades. That car, ain't no car gonna last for no 50 years. You know what I'm saying? That house, it fades. All that stuff fades, but that memory, those memories, they make up who you are. They last forever, man. Get out there and make memories. You know what I'm saying? Tattoo Drew says Charlie Kirk is the equivalent of today's Martin Luther King. Oh man. For conservatism, yes. That's like, you know, that's a huge statement for Tattoo Drew to say that Charlie Kirk is the equivalent of today's Martin Luther King. Yes, and for conservatism, I would agree with that 1,000%. This is why I would agree with that. I almost have to sit down, man, because I could give you a whole thesis on that. Charlie Kirk, Martin Luther King was teaching people about civil rights. Martin Luther King was teaching people about, I wouldn't say liberalism, but I would say values that the ACLU would support or protect, okay? Martin Luther King was teaching people like that. Charlie Kirk was as well. Martin Luther King was a speaker or a fighter for a political cause, which was civil rights for black people. And Charlie Kirk is the same way. He is a fighter and he's a political fighter for, I don't know if I would say the civil rights, but I would say the rights of white people. Real talk. He fight for the rights of white people, man. He's a conservative. And that's real, man. So comparing Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King, I would say, man, like it kind of close, man. Real talk. Cause even like as a black conservative who is an independent and will vote for a Democrat, Charlie Kirk, I would say, me personally, you know what I'm saying, I probably would never have went to one of his rallies, even though what he's doing, in my opinion, is the best way to do it. For anybody who's doing what he's doing, Charlie Kirk was at the top of his game. Rest in greatness, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I'm just saying I wouldn't be at a turning point rally. But to recognize or to be able to recognize what he was accomplishing or building, yes, I can do that. So Tattoo Drew, I agree. Like he was humongous in the Republican culture, and I would say Caucasian culture or any kind of culture of the sort, conservative culture. Charlie Kirk he was mega, man. He was big. He was big. Dr. Sleep says being able to articulate your opinions is a gift you are lacking, sir. No disrespect intended. So Dr. Sleep saying that I cannot articulate my opinions. Yes, sir. I appreciate your point of view for that, sir. Check it said these folks want you to move to a sundown town. I don't know who Check It is. Think about it. He on a live stream with the name Check It. So that's obviously not. It's probably a real person, but it's obviously not, you know what I'm saying, somebody who really on here for content. And he's saying these folks want you to move out of town. Who is these folks? And how would you know that? How would some random dude on Instagram on Yahoo say these folks want you to move out of town? Listen, check it. I don't care what these folks want. This ain't their time. This is a free country. I can come and go anywhere I want to as I please, and that's exactly what I do. And if anybody has a problem with that, then they know, you know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the majority of that kind of stuff he's saying right now, I'm not even going to respond to it. It's not even worth the response. But I'm saying, like, I don't understand where you coming from, bro. Like, I go where I want to go. How you don't understand that? I don't care what somebody want. How do somebody in the town even know me? I'm like Charlie Kirk, huh? I'm that famous to where I come to your town and everybody, he said these folks in the town. So how do these folks in your town even know me? They don't even, I'm just a regular person that pull up and show up in the community. How would they even know me? It's like, oh, President Trump come to your town and they're like, oh, these folks want President Trump. They want you out their town. When President Trump come there, they know he there. He announcing he there. They know that. But I'm saying, they don't, who would even know me? I saw one guy in the park yesterday and I saw a park ranger. So he talking about 2 park rangers and 1 person. Something wrong with these people, man. They special, man. Hey, but people who special, they made my day, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jim, I don't think that's a bot or a troll, though, man. Or a troll, yeah. I think it's a troll. I don't think it's a bot, though, man. Because, I mean, what he's saying is not just some random stuff that, you know, that you would say. Like, we really did have an incident out here in the park yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Well, and it's on the live stream. You guys could go watch it yesterday. I'm not trying to hide nothing. Somebody walk up right now and start saying I'm interrupting them. I'm going to record it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did good. They cleared the park out and let me do my thing. Like, when I come to your town, that's what you're going to have to do. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do that. Like I said, when I was in Michigan, shout out Portage, Michigan, man. Shout out Kalamazoo, man. You know what I'm saying? They understand the process. I came to the city. I came to the town. I came to the parks. They cleared the park out just like this, and they let me do my thing. That's what they did in Michigan. They cleared the park out, the whole park, and they let me do my thing. The days when the sections were rented, the park rangers would just come up and say, hey, Mr. Dixon, we know that you usually do your live stream right here. You know what I'm saying? You got some people who come in at a certain time, you know what I'm saying? But you good. It was so cool, bro. I was so cool in that spot I was in Michigan, man, that the people would come to the park and invite me to their events and their functions. You know what I'm saying? It's not a reflection on me. It's a reflection on you and your community. That's what it's a reflection on. If a community ends up in court, that's a reflection on them and their community. You getting sued, partner. You in court. You getting sued. Somebody said you bad. You are bad. Y'all bad. That's a reflection on you. That's not a reflection on me. If I'm standing here minding my business, right, and some dude walk up and start saying some crazy stuff to me, that's a reflection on him. How I respond is a reflection on me. I got a disability. You know what I'm saying? He walk up to me and he start talking crazy, then, you know what I'm saying, you might get popped. That's just what that is. I'm saying we crying about that. Charlie Kirk lost his head. He lost his life. That's real. And you crying about me saying I'm going to pop you in the mouth because you come up to me and say something crazy. I'm saying they taking people off the earth. I never said I was going to kill nobody. I don't have no intentions to kill nobody. I got a good heart. But I'm saying if you coming out here at 60 years old and you starting stuff with people for no reason, then I'm saying, like, who wrong? If we go to court, I'm not wrong. The park ranger pulled up what the park ranger said. Go back and watch yesterday's live stream. The park ranger pulled up. He's the law. He the one making the decision. He is in control of this park. That park ranger pull up. He's representing the leader of the whatever of this park. He is the park. He is the rules. The park rangers pulled up after all that happened. I'm sure they contacted. And what the park rangers say? We don't have no complaints. So I'm saying, who want me out they town? I'm saying that's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. Ain't nobody care what you want. There's a lot. See, that's what's wrong with life, man. These grown people, I think this generation, this is the worst generation that we've seen in the world. The generation right now that's in control. Y'all are trash. Y'all are the ones that's going to destroy the world. Is that the baby boomers? I'm sorry, your generation is just horrible. Nobody don't care what you want. They want you out the town. Who cares what you want? It's a lot of, I want $1 million. What you want don't mean nothing. That's how you lose money. That's how you get sued. It's a bunch of stuff that I want. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying you 60 years old and you can't control these things, bro. You have no control. I don't care what you want. If it's a town where they ain't got no kind of people, I'm going to come to your town on purpose. God sent me there. We gotta, bro, it's 2025. How long we gonna stay ignorant? As a community, as a people, how long? God's saying how long? How long? You talking about the days of Martin Luther King? That's 70, 80 years ago. It's been 60 years. We can't get this right after 60 years. Yeah, Elon right. It ain't no hope. You can't be fixed. I don't care what you want. It's a lot of stuff I want. You see that beautiful lake? I want a jet ski right now to go out there on that lake. I ain't got one yet. It's going to take me a second to get one. I got the credit. I could go buy one right now, but that's not the... See, what you want, don't... You got to understand that. You're supposed to get this stuff in your 20s, in your 30s. Really, you're supposed to get this as a child, because that child who was asking for that toy, their parents should have said, nah, you can't have every toy that you want. That's what they told me. I want every lawsuit. I can't win every lawsuit. They don't give me everything I want. I don't get everything I want. I get told no all the time. All the time I get told no. I learned to have to deal with that. I'm going to spin a block on you and I'm going to sue you again. You could say no 1,000 times. If I know I'm right, I'm going to spin the block and sue you again. I'm not going to cry about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. Like if somebody wants something and you can't, who cares what you want? I don't care what nobody wants. Ralph says, call 911. What I'm going to call 911 for? I didn't call 911. Somebody else called 911 on me, man. You know what I'm saying, Ralph? I don't know what's going on. Somebody else called it on me. The guy who was out there. Look, this is what I'm saying. And I'm only bringing this up because, you know what I'm saying, it's a situation that happened yesterday and I need to address it. Bro, like I'm out in the park just like this, man, doing my content. You feel that? So some guy comes up. It's on the live stream. And he's been, look, okay, I'm going to demonstrate, okay? So I'm in the park. It's right across the way, too, by the way. I just came over here, you know what I'm saying? Look, so I'm in the park and I'm doing my live stream and I'm right here, okay? The guy is like at that table. That's how far he is away from me. So when I pull up in the park, ain't no one out here. It's like you heard the park ranger say, it's 13 miles of this. 13 miles of this. The whole road is along Lake Erie. 13 miles in just this park. If you leave this park, lake, there's a whole coastline. Erie, Pennsylvania, it's not a small city. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about at least 100,000 people, metro. So if you look at 100,000 people in the city limits, metro is probably a few 100,000 people. It's big. So I chose this part. I chose it away from everyone else. The guy, I'm out there doing a podcast. I'm loud when I'm doing it. Okay. The guy comes and he starts fishing. He's sitting at that bench about 10 feet from me. And an hour and a half, he was out there listening to the entire podcast for an hour and a half. An hour and a half. He's saying I'm too loud. If I'm too loud, look, it's 13 miles of fishing line, right? And I pull up somewhere and a guy out there doing a podcast and he too loud. What I'm going to do? I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to go right. Look, you see over there, he was over there on that peninsula. He could have got in his car, drove right over here. It would have took him 3 seconds. And since I've been out here, I see fish jumping out this water. Ain't nobody nowhere around. And I'm saying this coastline, this peninsula, it's like that. The whole entire really city is like that, unless you get off the coast of the lake. So I'm saying an hour and a half after all of that, he gonna get up and say, come on, man, you gotta be, you can't be, well, you gotta be smarter than a fifth grader, man. After all that, that man gonna get up and he gonna say, hey, man, you being too loud, man, disturbing people. Why you didn't say that the first minute you sat down? You feel me? If I'm being too loud, man, get on out there, get on. I said, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, man. Y'all double tap the screen. Y'all jump down in the comments, man. We just doing various conversations right now. You know what I'm saying? Ended the live stream. Y'all could put anything y'all want to down there. Let's see. Ralph said he did not call on you. He called on a situation that could hurt you. If that's how you say it, that man's 60 years old, though. He's 60. That man is 60 years old. I don't see what situation could hurt me. It could hurt my pocket. What can it hurt? How can it hurt me, man? I'm just out here doing like I'm doing right now. Like nobody pulled up. The park rangers probably told him to chill out. Cause ain't nobody messing and they done moved. Cause I know what the law say as a disabled person, you gotta give me equal access to this park. I got a disability. So you have to give me equal access to this park. You have to make a reasonable accommodation and get out the way. That's what the law say. If you mad at that, go get mad at George Bush, the first George Bush. Go get mad at him for signing that into law. Because that's what the law say. With a disability, you got to give me equal access to this park. So he called the park rangers. He calling them on himself. Because where he at today? I'm still in this same spot. Him or none of his buddies are out here around me right now. So you call the police or the park ranger on me, you calling them on yourself. He called the park ranger. The park ranger can't, the park ranger told him he could do whatever he doing, he gonna keep doing that. And whatever you doing, you gonna stop doing or saying what you doing or saying. Cause when the park ranger pulled up, he said, "Oh, we ain't got no complaints." He said the guy said it's his favorite fishing spot. That's what he said, and he dipped. And the guy in his favorite fishing spot, he ain't there no more. So that's how that went down. That's how it's gonna go down 10 out of 10 times. If the park ranger do anything else, he getting a lawsuit. Because the U.S. law says if I have a disability, that you have to give me equal access to everybody else. So I got a disability. I'm in this park and I'm doing this live stream. So he can't come tell what I gotta leave for, because he don't like what I'm saying, or because I'm too loud. What I gotta leave for? You gotta have a reason. What rule in this park that I've broke? I ain't break no rules of the park. So what I gotta leave for? I don't have to leave. He has to leave. If he don't like what I'm saying, you gotta beat your feet. That's what the rules say. You know what I'm saying? And they know the rules. This Pennsylvania. This ain't the South. This Pennsylvania. And them park rangers, they know the rules. They know he disabled. They know he a veteran. And they know the Americans with Disabilities Act say, I got to give him equal access to this park. So if the people pull up and it's going to be a problem, then y'all going to have to leave and let him have access to this park. Because if you don't, he going to sue you over that. He gonna sue you because he can't use the park because with his disability, he keep bumping heads with people, so he can't use the park. So he gonna sue you. And the park rangers, they're Pennsylvania, that's why they ain't the poorest state in America. They not gonna lose money. They not stupid. You see what I'm saying? They not stupid. He know what the law say. They not gonna try to do things their way. They gonna just do what the law say. And the law say that somebody with a disability, you gotta provide them a reasonable accommodation and access to use the same stuff as the other people. So if he can't get along with people, then y'all gotta get out the way and he gonna get the... Y'all seen yesterday, huh? Y'all seen yesterday, huh? It ain't a soul in sight. Y'all seen yesterday, huh? I'm talking about, bro, I need binoculars to see a human. That's what the law say. So all that dude did by calling the park ranger is he got himself out the way. And he got me my own section in the park. That's all he did by calling the park ranger. He did me a favor. He did, really. Because that part, them park ranger, I'm telling you, if I could tell if your government right or not by that incident. And when them park rangers pulled up and they said what they said, I know they on point. That's how it was in Michigan. I never had that problem in Portage. The police was called one time. And when the police came in Portage and I had that incident with him, I never had another problem. Every time I did anything to do with the government, the city, or anything, bro, they cleared it out for him. Cleared out the park. And that's what they did here in Pennsylvania. They cleared the park. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what the law says to do. That's how you don't get sued. Y'all see that water getting rough? It's because that sailboat, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to show y'all this, man. This that lifestyle that I'm promoting, man. You know what I'm saying? You see the seagulls, man. You see the water out here on Lake Erie, and you see that fine gentleman out there. That man out there, now that's a happy man. Y'all want to talk about happiness? That's happiness right there, bro. That's a happy man. I'm trying to tell you. That's a happy man. Like anything, they call this leisure. Anything you doing out here, bro, this is happiness out here. You know what I'm saying? That man ain't studying what I'm doing. He not worried about nothing that I'm doing right now. That man is out here living. This is happiness. All that out there y'all see, in my mind, all of that is happiness. I see it all the time. 2 Great Lakes. You'll have a man on the boat and he'll have somebody behind him like on some skis. Bro, they having the time of their life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Jet skis, water sports, all kind of things. At the waterfalls, at the beach, laying out. This is happiness right here. You pick up a fishing pole, and you go fishing. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be happy, man. You supposed to be trying to relax. It's supposed to be contentment, man. That's what it's supposed to be. You gotta let go of all that negativity and all that drama, bro. I got so much negativity around me, bro. I got so much pain in my heart, bro. I need therapy, man, to work through this pain, man. But I don't let it affect my happiness. I don't let it affect my joy. I don't let it affect my mentality, man. I don't let it. Look, my mama taught me that whatever problem you have, she taught me not to take it out on the next person. Keep it at the house. Keep it inside of you, man. Sometimes I can't do that, but I thank God that he got me in a situation where I never have to work again. I never punch a clock again. So I don't have to deal with that. But still and all though, man, whenever I see people, man, I try to keep my problems to myself, man. I try not to lash out on people or tell people what to do or what to want or what to think or what, nothing. Because all that does is get you in trouble, man. I learned that lesson, man. You going around talking to people, messing with people, leave people alone. That's going to get you in trouble. Oh, I'm going to go out there and do that. You see what I'm saying? Like the energy. You might not kill nobody. You might not listen to me, man. You might not kill nobody. You might not never kill nobody. But in your mind, you see this dude that you don't like. I don't want him here. He needs to get out of here. Like somebody said on the string. I don't want him here. The second you act on that, that's the same thing that dude that killed Chris Kirk did. That's the same thing the dude who tried to kill President Trump did. Don't act on the hate. Let the hate run through your mind, man. Don't act on it. Don't speak on it. Look, they tell you whenever you get angry to take a second, you know what I'm saying, and think about what you're doing. What I'm saying is whenever that hate comes to you, whenever a negative thing comes to your mind to say it to another person, hold it. Don't say it. Just keep it to yourself. If you see somebody who's a different race than you that you don't like and don't want in your community, but you don't know how to say it, that it's because of his race that you really don't like him, or his disability that you don't like him. You don't know how to say it, so you try to make it be like he just a mean person or something like that. That's why I don't like him, and you don't want him in your community. Keep that in your mouth. Some people, I don't want you on this earth. I don't think you deserve to be on this earth. You talking about your community. I don't want you on the earth. But I keep that in my mouth. You got to learn to keep that stuff in your mouth, bro. You can't control or dictate. You got to realize you ain't controlling or dictating nothing. You ain't controlling or dictating your own life. God will kill you tonight in your sleep. You don't think it's possible? You would die in your sleep. There's powerful people you know right now. They this close from death. The fact that they alive still, if people shocked, the doctors doing everything they can to keep them alive. They that close from death. I want you to see it good. They that close from death right now. Wouldn't be surprised if you picked up at any time we pick up the paper or the newspaper and say so-and-so then passed away. We wouldn't even be surprised because that's how close they are to death. God will kill you in your sleep, bruh. You talking about what I don't want you in your city. This ain't your city. You don't even own that house that you own. You think you own it. You don't even own the house that you own. That ain't your land. You could say you got a piece of paper for that land and you could occupy that land till you die and you could pass it to your children, but you just don't understand how it works. What's going to happen if somebody ever came and conquered? You going to lose everything, man. You got to realize certain stuff, man. People think that they take ownership of stuff like you own Pennsylvania, you own Erie, Pennsylvania. You don't own nothing. You don't even own your life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. God will take you out of here. God will. I speak about God. You'll die of cancer. You'll die of liver failure. There's a million ways God could get rid of you tonight. You go to the doctor tomorrow, they tell you got a terminal disease. That dude that came up to me, it'll be a week from now. He could go to the doctor and the doctor tell him he got a terminal disease. I promise you, I see that kind of stuff happen all the time. All the time, bruh. You can't be ugly to people. That's what I'm saying. This is stuff that we should have learned when we were like in junior high. To where you got a whole organization and what y'all do is y'all go around being ugly to people. What? Like that's how you get down? That's how you get money? Like the U.S. Army, they do kill people, but they doing that for a different reason. That ain't political reason. You supposed to only kill for survival. I don't care what you killing. I don't care if you killing an animal. I don't care if you killing a human. The only reason you supposed to ever kill anything is for survival. If you killing something and it's not for survival, you dead wrong. It's not yours to kill. What did you create? What human did you create? You know what I'm saying? Like what did you buy with your money that you saying you own it or have possession over it? You know what I'm saying? If you out there and you hunt deer and you hunt a deer to survive, that's the God put it there for that purpose. But if you out there just killing a deer just to kill a deer and just leave it there for no purpose, that's evil, man. That's wrong. I'm saying what we don't understand, that's wrong, man. That's what I'm saying. You got to keep that hatred in yourself, man. Keep that hatred to yourself. Ain't nobody care about how you feel. You feel me? That's why I don't walk around saying, I feel like. Nobody cares. Your own parents don't even care how you feel. You feel that? Ain't nobody care how you feel. Ain't nobody care how no grown person feel, man. And that's just what that is, man. I'm just being real with y'all. Somebody said I'm hating on words. What you mean about hating on words? I don't understand that one. What you mean hating on words? Yeah, it is the way of life. Much definitely. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, if you killing stuff for no reason, that's not right. I'm saying killing something for a reason that you feel might be a reason, but it's not a good reason. That's not right. I don't care what it is. You didn't give it life to do that. You got to understand the world and nature and how everything is connected. And that's why everything's so messed up, because people don't understand that. Everything is here for a reason. Everything is connected for a reason. You as an individual do not get to choose to decide over life. That should have never been. If you don't own it, you didn't give it life. If you didn't give it life, how can you choose and decide over the life? You don't own no city in America. How can you say what people do and don't do in the city? Even if you are elected representative, you don't own that city. What you saying? Like, it's crazy stuff, man. People, their mentality is off. And they be thinking they right because you got 1,000 people with you and I get you in court. And once you get to court, them 1,000 people with you, it's going to be 5 of them left. And whoever gets singled out to get sued, you're going to be in that courtroom by yourself. Just like when you get arrested, you're going to get arrested by yourself. If you end up getting shot, you're going to get shot by yourself. And if you end up dying, you're going to die by yourself. Ain't nobody going to be with you. Because you got 1,000 people with you. When the heat come, you ain't going to have them 1,000 with you. You going to be by yourself. That's why I rode by myself. I don't know fake people. I ain't depending on nobody, bro. I'm me personally, one-man army. I'm going to twist you up. I'm going to line you up. I don't care how big you are. If you super rich and you only got to pay 10,000, that's going to feel like a gnat bite. But I don't care if it's a gnat bite. I still got paid. I'm going to twist you, bro. By myself. I don't need nobody with me. I don't need nobody to help me. That's how I get down. You know what I'm saying? Just do what's right, bro. I'm saying, listen, That 22-year-old who killed Christopher Kirk, man, he 22 years old. He's still wrong. He's still going to jail, and Utah probably going to kill him for that. They probably going to give him the death penalty for that. But he 22. The 60-year-olds who out here acting like kids because you can't control your emotions, ain't nobody care how you feel. Go tell that to your wife or tell that to your grandkids. Your grandkids don't even want to hang around you. They don't care how you feel. Your wife, when you be talking sometimes, your wife start walking off, don't she? Because she halfway don't want to, she just love you, but really, and ain't nobody care about how you feel for real. If you think I'm playing, listen, all you got to do is go to Detroit, the middle of Detroit, downtown, and get a bullhorn and start talking. I don't care what you saying. Ain't nobody care about you, how you feel, bro. I promise you, that's the world. Now, Michael Jordan go down there, it might be 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 100,000 people show up. They might care about how Michael Jordan feel. They don't care how you feel. You got to understand that. So when you walk up to someone to say how you feel, like you doing it to me, I'm going to show you the truth. But I'm saying when you do that, you got to realize that in your head that, look, these people don't care what I'm finna say. You know what I'm saying? I know that. So it's like if I'm saying something, it's value to what I'm saying because it has to be, because me just saying some air stuff that nobody care about. If some dude just walk up to me and say, hey, we don't want you here, you need to leave. I don't care what you want. That's just you just starting stuff. That's just negativity, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what's wrong with our society. The person, the agitator, the aggressor, or the instigator, there'll be 1,000 people in this park. There's a young lady over there right now. It'll be 1,000 people in this park, and 900 of them ain't gonna say nothing. But it's that one. And it's that one who probably started those riots on January the 6th. It's that one. It's a heated situation. Everybody charged. And you got one person pick up a brick and throw a brick. You got one person to shoot that first shot. It's always that one instigator that's going to destroy your community. And so you got that one. And he that man was just that one yesterday to where he had to say something. There's plenty of stuff in life that I don't like. But at 45 years old, I've been taught to control my emotions. So if I don't like that, I'm saying like sometimes I do it, but 99% of the time, I'm going to give you an action without a word. Not because actions speak louder than words, because them words going to get you in trouble. When you start running your mouth, that's how you going to get in trouble. When you start opening your mouth, that's how you get your head blown off. It's them words. That's what starts everything. If you don't say no words, usually in a situation where you have two people who don't know each other, who bump in your head, just don't say nothing. Put your hand on your mouth. How old you are? 60 years old? If you was my child, you would have learned this at 3 years old. There's some times in life where you got to learn how to hold your words, hold your tongue, man. Oh, I guarantee you, in discrimination, that's 99% of the problem. Somebody acting on hatred. Oh, I don't like, you could say that you don't like gay people. I don't have nothing wrong with gay people. I'm not gay. I don't believe in it. I believe it's against God and nature. You could say I don't like transgenders. I don't have nothing against transgender. I don't understand it though. You see what I'm saying? But if I was like a hateful person and I just walked around hating people because I don't like them, I'm saying if I see a transgender, the way I don't discriminate on them, a lot of people, you could like and dislike whatever you want to. Some of that you can control. Some of that you halfway can't even control. Some of that you was raised and it was bred in you. But what I'm saying is when I see a transgender, and I know, say if I didn't like transgender, if I see one, you feel what I'm saying? Throw your hand against your mouth. If you can't control your mouth like a little kid. Because see, what I think should happen is I think you should lose some teeth. Because see, that's the steps of life. Listen to me. That's lessons you should have learned at 5 years old. You didn't get it at 5. So obviously your mama didn't. She didn't do all what she was supposed to do. You didn't get it at 15. You didn't get it at 25. You 60 years old. At 60, you acting like that, in my opinion, you should lose some teeth. Cause you beyond the points of when you should learn that lesson. See, when we was little and mama told us to do something and we didn't listen to her, she finna take her hand and she finna slap the fire from us. And so when I got older, I was wild. I still did what I wanted. But the Bible said when they old, they will not depart. So I remember those getting slapped in my mouth. So say if I didn't like that transgender, when I look at that transgender, I remember my mama coming back like this and tagging me, bruh, for saying something that I shouldn't say. That's something you should have got taught when you was a child, bruh. You see somebody you don't like, keep that to yourself. It's simple. Look, here go a transgender right there where that phone is, okay? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk around the corner. Transgender over there, okay? And I hate transgenders. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk around the corner, and then whenever he out of ear sight, and then I'm gonna say whatever I gotta say. Whenever he can't hear me, you feel that? Then I'm gonna say you walking up to somebody saying something that's disrespectful or rude, bro. Like I'm saying, where they do that at? Come get in that little BMW real quick. Let me take you somewhere, and I want to see you do that. I'm gonna take you to the south side of Chicago. I want to see you walk up to any stranger and disrespect her. Cause that mama, she got kids and grandkids out there and they all in gangs. So I want you to disrespect the old woman in the south side of Chicago and stay there for about 2 weeks and let her go home and tell her nieces, her nephew, or anybody what you did, and watch what's gonna happen to you. You ain't gonna disrespect, you ain't gonna go into the Saints locker room, they defensive tackles, and start talking smack to them. One of them pick you up by your throat and throw you across the room. That's stuff you supposed to learn when you 5 years old. So if you got an organization that's going around doing that to people, y'all just need to, y'all haven't been taught. That's not how you do it. That energy, we need to get rid of that energy that it lashes out. Lash out energy needs to go. That's a miserable energy. You let Pete Hegseth lash out at Russia. That's who you need to lash out at. Because that has implications on your lifestyle, on your safety for all 340 million Americans. Lash out at Russia. You out here lashing out, you shooting people in your shoot a Republican shoot. Now, if a Democrat is saying, okay, well, you know, President Trump, he gonna allow Putin to take over the whole world, so they feel like, that's what they feel like, he finna destroy the world. I'm serious. And I could see where they coming from. If Putin take the reins and win in Ukraine, that could be bad in a million ways, because we gonna end up having to fight a war. Because he not gonna stop at Ukraine. If they waiting for America not to be the world power no more. I'm telling you, them in China waiting. It ain't no telling how much evil they finna wreck on the society and civilization. So people who could see that, like me, and say that, hey, President Trump is letting Putin do A, B, and C that, so we need to, that's different. It's like they got a purpose or a reason for their madness. But I'm saying you just out here, oh, we gonna, like, I'm saying it's stupidity. Straight stupidity. But you can't change people. If they want to be dumb, let them be dumb. But I'm saying if you go somewhere and be dumb, somebody will bat your eye out. That's what you need. That's what your mama should have did. That's what the Bible say. Tell me where I'm wrong. The Bible say that the rod of correction is going to drive away what? Yeah, beat that butt. That's what you need. You need your butt beat. Bro, I ain't gonna hate. I seen some of my homeboys. I know one of my homeboys, bro, he beat his mama up on the regular. That's not funny. I swear on everything I love, bro, he beat his mama. I'm talking about be whooping her on the regular. You know he ain't my color, because we don't play that where we from. You do that to one of our parents where we from, boy, they gonna find you in the Lake Erie. You do that to my mama, they're gonna kill you. But this skin color, you could slap your mama. And that's not no hatred. That's just real. You know what I'm talking about. I hear them cussing their mamas out. I be at their house. I'm looking at them like, bro, you talk to your mama like that? You talk to your daddy like that? Shoot, you gonna get dusted in a black family. We gotta be taught respect, man. That's the problem. You gotta get taught respect. Them kids out there in the same black communities out there killing each other, they haven't been taught to respect. If you taught to respect humanity, you wouldn't try to never take nobody's life. You don't have no respect for humanity. You ain't got no respect for the law. You ain't got no respect for God. You ain't got no respect for law enforcement. You ain't got no respect for the police. You ain't got no respect for the government. It don't matter how much you cool or you plugged in or whatever. Jeffrey Epstein was plugged in with Putin. He was an advisor to Putin. You plugged in everywhere. What that matter because you plugged in or because you rich or because you a member of the community? What does that mean? That don't mean nothing. That's how they try to hide out. I'm going to go hide. Bro, if I was bro, you know how many like serial killers and mass rapists, they were church members, leaders in the church. They hiding out. That's how you hide out. Oh, I'm going to go plug in. Somebody like me, I'm away from everybody, right? So you know they watching and looking at me. I can't do nothing. That ain't how you commit no crime. I'm a smart one now. You know what I'm saying? I tell you some of the stuff I did in the amount of time I did. You know I'm highly intelligent. I'm talking about 7 months for some of the stuff that, you know what I'm saying? So you gonna go plug in with I'm gonna do where the police at. You know what I'm saying? You gonna the smartest criminals. I'm telling you how they get down. They ain't never got in trouble. They got more bodies than King Von. It's not funny, but that's true. They plugged in every single place you could plug in, because them people, you plug in with them people could legally get rid of people. They could legally get rid of the U.S. military. They legally take people off this earth. That's what they do legally. Y'all can look how y'all want to, but that's facts. They legally take people off this earth, legally take you off this earth. That's their business. Legally. That's facts. So that's what I'm saying, man. Just don't go up to people trying to start, man. Just leave people alone. Or if you got something that you doing, do it in a way that you not the aggressor. Because when you the aggressor, you gonna always lose. I got taught that because I used to be that person. That's how I could tell you not to be that person, because they taught me not to be that person. To leave people alone, man. Just leave them alone. You know what I'm saying? If I bump into somebody, man, and I have to have that, I do that all the time. I bump into a female, man. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be the kind of dude that I'm plotting and I'm scheming and I'm trying to manipulate. I don't do that no more. I'ma love her how she need to be loved right there on that second, and I'm out of here. It ain't talking about no sexual stuff either. I'm talking about like she needs some money to feed her. I'ma feed her and go. If she needs some counseling, I'ma give her that counseling and I'm out, boy. I leave people alone. I don't do that no more. I ain't studying that. The person that's for me, God gonna send them to me and they gonna stay, and I'ma know that's my person. Now that's different. That's different. You feel what I'm saying? Or if it's one, it's gonna be one girl. And she know what she is. Abby, like, she knew that I had that crush on. She knew that. And it's just that one girl. And I'm not going, even if she invite me, I'm not going to be like on top of her like that. I'm going to be chilling. I chill, bruh. Because whenever that comes and that situation has, let that be what that is. God's going to make that be what God wanted to be. And when it rises to that, then that's what that is. Until then, bro, I got stuff to do. I got cases to litigate. I got live streams to give y'all. I got content that God put in my mind, boy. You will never imagine the things God said. I know the plans that I have for you, boy. To prosper you and to bring you an expected end. I want to see that prosper. I want to see that expected end, boy. That's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing greatness, boy. You feel me? When a girl comes, she gonna come. God gonna send her. If somebody come in my path that God want me to minister to, he gonna put them there. I don't have to go looking for nobody. I don't look for stuff no more. I let it come to me. I look for the stuff that I have to do. If I gotta sue you, I'm gonna look for you. But that's my purpose and my calling. That's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see that speedboat, man? I want to get me one of them so bad, bro. Bro, they be out here, man. I'm talking about, bro, and it's Saturday too, boy. I'm talking about 13 miles. I guarantee you, when I ride down there, it's gonna be packed up there. That's why I be coming back here. It's packed. See, and I do that, bro. I see girls all the time. I ain't gonna lie. And a lot of them, they see me too. They pay attention to me too. Cause see how that man feel. He an old 60-year-old man, but I'm talking about she not old and she not 60 and she pretty and she know I see her too. But what I'm gonna do with her? I'm gonna leave her where she at. That's what I'm gonna do. Man, it's a beautiful picture. Y'all see Lake Erie? But I'm gonna leave Lake Erie where it's at. I'm not gonna try to take it with me. I'm gonna take the memory with me. I'm not gonna try to take the lake with me. You don't take every girl with you, bro. You leave a girl where she at. Leave bae where she at. She over there. And I'm gonna love her as best as I could love her. But, baby, that's not what that is. It's not gonna be that though, baby. But I love you though. You know what I'm saying? That's how you stay honest or you stay real with who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of dudes try to say or be what they are. They diss, they A, B, or C. But then, you know, he a scumbag. He cheating on his wife. You know what I'm saying? He out there running prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? How you stay real with who you are. Because who I am, y'all know who I am. Legal dude and all this stuff. How you stay real with who you are, bruh, is by doing just what I said. You gotta leave people where they at. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Grace said, everyone, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Winston Churchill says, God bless Trump and Great Britain, man. Yeah, man, somebody, my boy Omar had got in here and he was trying to say that about President Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's time to tell the truth about Trump. I can't say that yet, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, it's 2 hours now, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I gave the news for an hour and then, you know what I'm saying, I'll be kicking it with people. Man, I can't really say that though, y'all. That it's time to tell the truth about President Trump. You know what I'm saying? That's what my boy Omar said, because we don't know the truth about President Trump. The only thing we know is he has a lot of accusations on sexual things. He was civilly found guilty of molest or sexual assault against Eugene Carroll. He had to pay $83 million. He's been sued a lot of other times, including by a 13-year-old that claimed with Jeffrey Epstein. She waited 30 years to sue him right before an election, and it got tossed out. So as far as I'm concerned, legally, there's nothing on President Trump to where we could say that President Trump is A, B, and C. I'm not going to judge him off of what somebody is saying that he is, that have no proof of it. Because somebody could say that I did something that I didn't do. They do all the time. And they could say you did something that you didn't do. They might not be against you right now. They might not be saying that right now. But they can say that you did something that you know you didn't do. So I'm saying, why wouldn't, if you know politics, that's all they do is lie. So why wouldn't they lie on President Trump? We know he was cool with Jeffrey. So all we got to do is pin the 13-year-old to him and, hey, people should believe it. That's what I'm saying. I don't drink Kool-Aid, man. Bring me hard evidence and facts that President Trump mess with a 13-year-old. Until then, that information was out before his first election and he won. It was out before this new election. That story about that 13-year-old Jeffrey Epstein came out in September. But I could see why President Trump is saying it's a hoax. It went to court. And what happened when it went to court? It got thrown out 15, 20 years ago. So why wouldn't that story about him be a hoax? You know what I'm saying? So until someone comes with solid proof and evidence that President Trump touched or did anything with a child, I'm going to judge him by the metrics. I'm going to judge the next president, the economy, immigration, healthcare, what he's doing to help the people. That's the metrics I'm going to judge him by. So next weekend, we probably end up looking at the economy. We'll be looking at immigration. I'm going to do stories. I had one time did a story entitled Jeffrey Epstein. Not one time. What for? He been dead for years. What his crimes was already out there. That ain't really got too much to do with President Trump. If President Trump did do something and some government agency has secret information and you not telling the people, that's on you. Don't get on my live stream trying to tell me, oh, you supporting a child molester. Oh, you know he a child molester? Well, put the proof on the table. Because if you know he a child molester and you ain't releasing the proof, then you the problem. So if you got the proof that he a child molester, put it down on the table. And then we could let whatever be what it be after that. If you got the proof that he did something, put it on the table. Because they said that about Russia. They ain't never put no proof on the table, did they? So I'm saying this time when it come to Jeffrey Epstein, if you got the proof he did something, put it on the table. If you ain't got the proof, don't talk to me about who I support. I'm supporting how the U.S. economy doing. I'm supporting what the jobs report look like. I'm supporting, that's what I support. I'm an independent. You can't talk to me about, oh, you supporting a child molester. That's what y'all said. Oh, you supporting a traitor or treason about the Russia story. And at the end of the Russia story, what happened? You ain't come up with nothing. You didn't find nothing. Oh, you got Paul Manafort. All the people that got convicted, that wasn't President Trump, though. Basically, I think President Trump, you guilty of running in shady circles or running in some circles you shouldn't have ran in. That's what he's guilty of. Because it's the same thing that happened with the Russia story. The people around him get arrested. He don't never get arrested. So he just running in them circles. And I think Jeffrey Epstein is the same thing. He was just running in a circle that he shouldn't have been running in. How am I right or wrong? To me, he's just running in circles that he shouldn't have ran in. He figured out what Jeffrey Epstein was. He cut ties with him. That's the story that I know. President Trump probably did at the time, like have relations with like 20-some-year-olds, because Jeffrey had 20-some-year-olds too there. He had college-age girls there too. You know what I'm saying? So he might have one time or two times who, but how we gonna know? And then if she was of legal age, you can't do nothing about that anyway. So that one girl said that about President Trump. We hadn't heard no other girls that I know of that said something. It looked like a hoax. If it's not a hoax, all I'm going to say is I'm not going to never judge President Trump off of a rumor. That's not my style. That's not what I do. Y'all get down like that. I don't. That's what's wrong with the world. I'm not going to never judge no one off of a rumor. It's a rumor until you got facts. Can you understand that? Listen, let me explain that. I saw your girlfriend down there at the strip, at her ex-boyfriend house. I saw your girlfriend at her ex-boyfriend house. Okay? You see that? What you gonna do? You gonna believe that? Oh, it depends on who telling me. Okay, what if it's a credible source? I don't care if my mama telling me that. I didn't see it. Can you understand that? Somebody can manipulate you or control you so easily. Look, say I'm a dude and I want your girlfriend. And say I'm a rich dude, like, I don't want to call no rapper's name, but say I'm a rich dude and I want your girlfriend. If you clever enough, that's how you do stuff. You start rumors to break them up. Hey, listen, I could pay this dude. I could pay one of her friends. Hey, listen, go say that you saw his girlfriend at whatchamacallit and start that drama. Get that drama started. And you just keep stirring it up and starting drama. And by then, they gonna been and broke up. Because you ain't strong enough to think for yourself. I'm not going to listen to what you telling me about President Trump. I know how this game go. I study politics. If I was a political, like if I was a strategist for Stephen Miller, bro, I'd be on everybody. I'd be digging up dirt on everybody. Bro, I do everything I can to protect my politician. That's your job. Say if I'm working for say VP Harris and Governor Shapiro on a ticket in 28, and I work and against the Republicans, bro, I'm coming for your neck. Any kind of dirt that is anywhere on you, I'm gonna put that out there. I don't care if I don't know if it's real, if it's just a rumor. That's the job. You're supposed to sway the people or the voters to show that this person isn't good enough to be president or vote for. You got to sway the opinions of people. That's a part of the business. But I'm saying I understand how that works. You can't do that to me. I'm not a sheep. They sheep. You do that to them. You can't do that to me. You can't come up to me and say, oh, President Trump, he was messing with a 13-year-old. Oh, he was. Okay. When I heard somebody came in my live stream and said that, I've been hearing the Jeffrey stories, I would just put them down. I'll put it down because I understand what that is. It's like that Russian story. I'm going to just put that down. So somebody came in the live stream and they said the victims were going to talk to Congress and they were going hard. They were going super hard. Like, oh, yeah, you supporting a child molester. Oh, really? That's what it is. That's what you calling it now. So I went and researched and I found what he was talking about. And that girl waited 30 years. So you do something to me and I'm scared because you a powerful person. You powerful and I'm scared. So it's been a year and I ain't did nothing. It's been 2 years. You still powerful and I'm still scared now. 10 years. You still powerful and I'm still scared. 20 years. You still powerful and I'm still scared. So after 30 years, not only you still powerful and I'm still scared, but now you running for president. So I waited 30 years, and right before you ran for president, I got the idea that I need to go say that you sexually assaulted me when I was 13. And I'm 43 now. And I'm saying, hey, y'all, President Trump, he touched on me improperly, like when I was 13, and I'm 43. Okay, that's a horrible thing that happened, but baby, we weren't there, so we got to figure out what really did happen, baby, okay? So let's start with this. Why you wait 30 years to come say it? Oh, because he powerful and I'm scared. Oh, he lost his power now running for president. He not powerful no more. But all of a sudden, you not scared no more to come say that he touched you when he running for president. You not scared no more. He's still powerful. He more powerful than he was 30, 40 years ago. But all of a sudden, you're not scared to say that he touched you. Because while he running for president, this facts. I'm not lying. I'm a legal person. I'm going to tell you, that's how the court looked at this. That's why that case got thrown out. Because them judges and them clerks ain't stupid. They sitting there reading that. And they know what the law say. And so I'm trying to figure out why you waited 30 years to say he did this to you right before an election. So the court, they took it and they threw it in the trash can. 2020, he lost that election because of January the 6th, okay? 2024, that same story before an election came out in September. Same story. Same exact story in September. So the only time we want to talk about President Trump messing with this girl is 30 years before he become president and 34, 38 years when he run for re-election. That's the only time we want to talk about it. She don't want to talk about it no other times because I'm saying why she ain't talking. I mean, that's the only time we're going to talk about it. So I'm saying, don't come to me with some bogus stuff or some that somebody did this. Oh, I saw your girlfriend down at the chicken coop with the peanut butter man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you could tell, that's peon stuff. You could tell a peon anything. I used to do that. I used to go to the club and tell girls that I was a starting running back for LSU. I owe everything I love. Hey, I got a homeboy, his name, Jamie Sanders. He picked up on it. So he started going, when we go to the strip, he'd say he a cornerback. He the starting cornerback, and I'm the starting running back for, we used to play football. We don't play no more. We used to play, you know. We used to be the starter for the LSU Tigers, you know, the running back for LSU. And them girls sitting there licking it up. They buying it up. They sitting there believing it. You could tell a peon anything, he gonna believe anything. That's how you get manipulated. That's what I'm saying. You got to show me proof. I need to see it, or I need to be able to believe it. You ask me, do I believe he did that or not? I don't know. I wasn't there. Just like you wasn't there. Was you there? So how you know what happened? You wasn't there. I don't know what happened. You feel that? So in case of situations like that, you got to prove that. If you can't prove that, it didn't happen in America. That's how that works. So you coming in here, it ain't really me like taking up for any politician. I'ma judge him how the voters judge him. How I feel about his morality, we talked about that on the streams in September and October and in November. We talked about morality. We talked about chaotic behavior. We talked about all of that before November. In November, he won. So you can't talk about no chaos. You can't talk about no morale. I don't want to hear nothing. He the president now. You supposed to do that before November the 5th. And we already knew all of the stuff they saying right now. We knew all of that before January of 2021. We knew all of that besides January 6th. January 6th, the only thing that changed anything for him being a two-term president back to back. January 6th changed that. That's the only thing changed it. Because all of that stuff that you saying, we knew it in 2015, even worse than that, and he still won. I can't be stupid. You can't make me go jump in the pool. You know what I'm saying he did something and it come out in a year and a half that he didn't do it. Then what you gonna do? I'm not that person. What you need to do for me is put the evidence that he did something. Put that evidence on the table. And let's wait for the evidence. Let's wait for the evidence. Why the evidence ain't on the table? Put the evidence on the table. Where the evidence at? Put the evidence. It's no evidence to put on the table. Then how is he guilty? You want somebody to accuse you and convict you of doing something without no evidence. That's the same thing we saying to President Trump about giving immigrants due process. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying you can't even, in the court of public opinion, that might be something completely different. I can't tell you what happens in the court of public opinion. You know what I'm saying? People can say and do whatever they want to in the court of public opinion. That's something completely different. But if you're talking about like factual, like believing he did something or not, in my opinion, the court of public opinion, it's not going to matter at all. Am I right or wrong? In my opinion, because he president. It might hurt his legacy, but I'm saying he ain't got to run for another election, and he's still going to be president after everything is done. So I'm saying you got a court of public opinion. I said, what to me, what it matter about a public opinion or a court, or that don't matter. What matters is if he really did it and whether you could prove that he did it or not. That's what matters. And until you have some proof, you just keep on talking about something that we've already talked about 1,000 times. I'm saying if somebody got proof on it, then put the proof on the table, please. If you had proof he gonna resign, I guarantee you he'll resign. If he don't resign, the Republicans probably gonna impeach him. So what good or purpose would it be for a Democrat or anyone to hold that proof? It's no good for you to hold a proof. If you got proof, just put it on the table, man. But I don't think it's there. You know what I'm saying? That's me personally, man. I really don't think it's there. I just think it's a way that they're getting at him. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get at him however they can. You know? If they can't get at you A, B, or C, they're going to come try to do D, E, or C. So, guys, that's my time, man. I really appreciate y'all. This 2 hours, man, I've been on here, man, giving y'all love, giving y'all truth. You know what I'm saying? We talked about Elon and Thomas Massie and the Republican Party. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that's going to be really popular probably until next year towards election time. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of deep conversations about the movements within the Republican Party. Look, I'm going to say this before I go, man. I just try to, give y'all a piece of profound information that'll stick with you. In America, how many political parties y'all say we have? Somebody put it in the stream. How many political parties? Think about this, okay? Hey, baby, I'm going to read your comment in a second. Look, think about this. You got progressives, you got Democrats, you got liberals, and you got, the Reagan Democrats. I think that's still a thing. You know what I'm saying? I think I might be kind of like a Reagan Democrat, tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'll vote for a Democrat, but I'm really a Republican. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm a Democrat, but I'll vote for a Republican. I think I'm somewhere in that number. But I could count 4 different parties. Well, hold up. In the Democratic Party, you got Democrats that are kind of conservative. You got a regular Democrat. You got a progressive and you got a liberal. That's 4 that I could count. In the Republican Party, you have the Republican Party, of course. Then you have libertarians like Rand Paul and Thomas Massie and Elon Musk. They're libertarians. And then you have MAGA. And then you have far-right conservatives. So really, we only got 2 parties, but it's 8 or 9 parties that's combined within them 2 parties. Does that make sense to you? And that's the problem that we having. AOC and Nancy Pelosi. She a progressive and Nancy a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? Or you might have a Thomas Massie and a President Trump, or Rand Paul and a President Trump. It's because President Trump, with MAGA, I would say MAGA is probably further right than the regular Republican Party. They're not too far right, but they are further right than the regular Republican Party. And they way further right than the libertarians. Because I think the libertarians, if I'm not mistaken, they're more left than the Republican Party. The libertarians aren't for wars. They're not for spending money. That's conservative. They're very conservative on physical issues. But libertarians, they're you could think that they're kind of independent because that's kind of what they are, but they attach with the Republican Party. So saying that, I'm letting y'all guys know that there's more than 2 political parties in America. It doesn't matter about the paperwork you have on the party. There's no paperwork on progressives. Do you understand that? But AOC, if AOC and Bernie Sanders, they're 2 progressives. One of them's a Democrat, one of them's an independent. You might get a Republican progressive one day because it's just the ideology that they classify them that. What I'm saying is if AOC and Bernie Sanders go do a rally, they're going to have more people at their rally than anybody else. So progressivism, or whatever that is, that ideology is very popular in America. You just don't have a party. You just don't have no one on no progressive ticket. But progressivism is very popular in America. Libertarianism is very popular. Elon, you just got to learn or find a home. I think if Elon got a bunch of politicians with names together to form that party, imagine he came on stage with how VP Harris did with 25 Republicans. But they in the American Party now. If he did made a splash like that, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I think he could create a movement. I think AOC running as a progressive away from the Democrats, I think she could create a serious movement in America. Just like Mandami is in New York City. I think she could do that because there's so many progressives. So if she came out there and you threw her in the mix and had her like President Trump, I think so many, like she could get 35 to 40% of the voting population that's going to ride with her through anything, just like they did President Trump. President Trump will create MAGA, which is basically a new party, but we're going to say they Republican, but it's a new party and a new political movement. So he created MAGA. Say AOC creates Victory Party. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking with her personality, as polarizing as she is, and how popular the ideology of progressivism is in America, she could get 35 to 40% base that's gonna ride with her like they roll with President Trump. Does that make sense? Regardless of what happened, they riding with President Trump. You could say President Trump got Republicans voting for him, he got libertarians voting for him, but the majority of what he created was MAGA. That could be their own political party. If he did it right, MAGA could leave the Republican Party. They might lose some Republicans, but they'll take a whole lot of Republicans with them. That's what I'm saying. There's so many different parties, but they just join in with a Republican and a Democrat. And you see that because Elon and President Trump, Elon is going to be with Rand Paul and going to be with Thomas Massie on 90% of what they believe in because he a libertarian like they libertarians. President Trump and MAGA, they're MAGA. They're a little further right of the traditional Republican Party. Then you have far-right conservatism. You know what I'm saying? They further right than MAGA. Then you have the regular Republican. You see that? It's more than two parties. They just call Republicans. They just joining on to the Republican parties. That's why they bump heads. Happened with the Democrats too. The Democrats, progressive, liberals, they bump heads too. Guys, that's my time. I appreciate y'all, man. 2.5 hours, man, out here on Lake Erie. Man, you guys know I'm a Christian. I close my live streams like this every time, man. Whenever I get into something bigger than me, because there's stuff that comes up in life all the time that's bigger than me. I just take that problem, I get on my knees in prayer, I leave that problem there where I pray that, and I get up believing that God is going to deal with that problem. I wake up every day thankful. I wake up every day thanking God, regardless of what situation I'm in. I tell God, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. That's how you get over depression. That's how you get over anxiety. Yeah, the doctor give me medicine. I appreciate it, but this the main medicine right here. Listen to me now. You get that negativity and that devil, you push that out your mind. My mama used to teach me that all the time. Miss Anna, I remember you telling me that. To go to your happy place. You see what I'm saying? You push that negativity out your mind. You be thankful to God what he has done for you. And you get up from where you at, like mama always say, and you push forward, man. Your head down and humility. Working hard and believing and having faith in God, man. That's success, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the American dream. I got the heaven dream. I got the God dream. God has given me my dream that he said that he's going to bring to light. I believe that because of what the scripture says, delight into me and I will give you the desires of your heart. God has never spoke to me in an audible voice. And if you say he spoke to you in an audible voice, I'm going to get a doctor for you. The Bible says a still small voice, your conscience, it's your thoughts. That's how God speaks to us in our thoughts. It's not, he ain't gonna come out of heaven and talk to you. He speaks to you through the scriptures. That's how he speaks to me. You see what I'm saying? God said that if you delight in him, he will give you the desires of your heart. He said, I know the plans that I have for you to prosper you and to give you an expected end. That's our expected end, man. I love every last one of y'all. Tuesday morning, That's the next time we live at 8 a.m. Eastern time. We got a new vlog. A new vlog. We the people, man. It's We the People number 5, man. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Man, that's my time. I appreciate every last one of y'all. I thank every last one of y'all, man. Legal Wars Live, man. I'm out of here, man, from Lake Erie, man. I'll see y'all Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. I love every last one of y'all. Y'all go out there and live your life. You feel what I'm saying? You might not have a Lake Erie out there, but go find one, man. You know what I'm saying? Go find one, man. Go love life. Go live life. Take your kids to the park, man. Take your kids to the beach, man. Take your wife out to dinner, man. You know what I'm saying? Go do something, man. I love y'all, man. I'll see y'all next time.